it goes. All right. He's getting the next caller. He's doing it. Come on, everybody, countdown. Do, 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 do. Andy, we're ready. Can we do it? I'm just going to do it. All right. Talk. Come on. Brett.
Hey,
What's
how
up?
you- yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
how you doing, man?
Best day of my life, man. You're going through divorce, separation due to emotional, physical infidelity in marriage. Tell me what's going on, man. What's the question?
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, so here's from the fact for you. I'll give you the quick backstory. So, 23 years of marriage, would have been 24 this late June.
Mm-hmm.
Probably back in August was really kind of when her emotional affair started with her boss at work, where 85% of affairs begin. And she, was going through, it started out as a simple text, sharing memes with each other, and so forth. Now, we've had our problems for the longest time, right? She's been, claiming divorce at me for 15 years, because we've been just stuck in this loop of never resolving anything. She'll criticize me. I get defensive, and then we get angry, and then we argue. But then we never come to a
Brett.
resolution.
So, Brett, I mean, affairs aren't in every relationship. In fact, they're in like less than 20% of marriages, believe it or not. You're going through it, but the other stuff you're describing is really normal. I mean, defensivist, there's an attack defense cycle. Everybody is blaming their partner, victimizing themselves. What is your question, bud?
So
kind of getting to it now. As we're going through this separation, so she moved out into her friend's house. She's still having this relation with this other guy. But yet we're still having our relation. Our kids are grown, but we still have one at home. But it doesn't feel, I mean, she says she wants that. She wants the divorce. She says she loves it, all of that stuff. But I get the different times. I mean, she'll come out over. She hung out the other day. We watched shows together, talk, got emotional and stuff like that. But the thing is, she's so I guess, stubborn.
Okay, so Brett, what you're saying is you're a little confused. Your wife says she wants to be with you. She's not actually. The actions and words don't align. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But how do I get her to see?
No, Brett, there is no getting your wife to see. This would be the same for a wife, okay? If you're the one that's in, you're the one that's leading. What I want you to understand, Brett, is that if you're dependent on your wife, meaning how do I get her to see, then she'll never see because she's relating back to you. She's also dependent on you. If you don't get your poop together, you're already separated. If you don't get your poop together, she's going to leave, right? So if you're trying to get her to see, you're trying to wait for her. She's already waiting for you, meaning in her case, she's not waiting anymore. She's saying, I'm thinking about getting separated here again. I'm thinking about leaving. I'm thinking about being done. I want the divorce. Same thing happens with an affair, right? So what you need to understand is it's not about her seeing, it's about you being.
Ooh.
Okay? So
and I've begun that process already.
We begun. So let's talk about that for a second, because we're often in a rush. We change our behaviors, right? When somebody says to us, I don't believe your changes are real, they're not going to last, it's too little too late, all this bullshit that leads to don't call me baby, don't say I love you, here's the divorce papers, I'm fucking somebody else. All of that comes from you needing to be. She needs to see it's real, or he needs to see it's real. Right? The whole point is that we hyper focus on the proof that our partner is in because of what they say or what their actions are, and preferably if they both match. But they're doing the exact same thing. What we learned in our journey is no matter what Catherine says to me, I need to be the person that I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And vice versa.
What I've been working on.
We're working on.
And
So
that's
that's
what
what
I've
we
been
were talking
working
about.
on.
Is
So
it takes time though, Brett. It takes time. So for example, how long you been married?
23 years,
Okay. How many kids you got?
2 kids, 22-year-old lives on her own, and an 18-year-old that still lives here.
Okay, and just without thinking for 10 minutes, like how many big, massive things happened in your life? Everybody's got a story. Just, I can think of like 15 off the top of my head with my life. I mean, bankrupt. We fucking had IVF twins. We were in the hospital for a while. Like, I can think of all these things. How many big things off the top of your head really quickly?
Big things off the top of our head, we probably had at least 10, but there was probably 5 major ones.
Okay, pause. So you've been married a really long time. You got a bundle of kids, and we've had a bunch of
Bundle.
fucking issues.
Sweet
Okay,
little bundle.
sweet little bundle.
Absolutely.
You got a bunch of issues. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want you to think. I teach something called the patience formula. Okay, so as you start to grow and rise, okay, you're going to improve.
Your partner is going to challenge you because remember, they're the ones that aren't really in. And even if they are in, by the way, God love them. Like it's hard for them to trust. Okay,
God love us.
God love them. Yeah,
We
God
bring out the
God-
best
God
in,
bless you.
in you guys.
But
God love you
I'm talking
guys,
about
too.
Catherine right there. She caught it. But what you want to realize is that in the patience formula, it's the length of time you've been together. Okay. Now this is not mathematical, but length of time you've been together times the trauma, the pain, the wounds
Right.
divided by, or sorry, less than your tolerance. So
Right.
it's not really mathematical, but what you want to realize is you've been married for a while. We have all these issues. We don't get to decide what hurts our partner. But if I'm growing, I'm going to have to invoke some patience. I'll be impatient with myself to keep growing. And that tolerance piece that I'm talking about, if you are actually implementing, Brett, and you are really showing your character, by the way, proving to yourself it's not for them, it's for you.
Yep.
Because I talked to Matt today on a call, for example, and he was like, I said, do you like being angry? And he went on, well, I don't do that at work and I don't do that here. And he got really defensive. And I said, I didn't ask if you got angry at work. I asked if you don't like being angry anymore, right?
Right.
Your tolerance is defined by your impatience with yourself. See, most people, Brett, they'll start to go sway down a path of,
You're brilliant, honey.
thank you, baby. They'll start to go down a path of defending themselves. And I've tried so hard. I've done all of this and they are not. And all you are is victimizing yourself. Okay.
And I was totally defensive for the longest time, but over these, because I just found out about the infidelity on February 21st. So very, very fresh, very new. But in the what, 3 week short period, I've already forgiven her. Not for.
I'll stop you right there. Stop you right there.
there.
I'll stop you right there. You have not forgiven her yet. The idea of forgiveness is
Correct.
beautiful, but own it. It takes time to heal. I get it. But what you have to do, this is apparently today is the show for affairs. And again, affairs are not common in relationships. Too many people think that, but statistically it's not real. We just see a lot of them because of our content. But what I want you to understand is that you are going down a path that actually serves you little. The reality is the amount of time processing the affair when the fact is you want your wife. Do you agree you want your wife?
I want my wife, but I also want
but.
to be happy and not angry.
No, but I want my wife. Yes.
And
Okay. And that's a good and. I don't like being angry. Like I said to that guy. See, this guy listens. Not like the guy I talked to on the phone today. See, you listen. You're like, I don't want to be
My
angry.
husband thinks that you listen.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Because what I like to do is I like to point out the fact that if we got all more intentional on this, then you could all save your marriages fucking faster. So you heard what I said. You don't want to be angry. You added that in. That wasn't defensiveness. That was like, now we just change the language. That's a skill. That's learned, right? From but to and, right? I want to be happy, right?
Right.
Now you can focus on what you need to do. You see, if you understand that you enabled the behavior that led to the affair, right? I'll make something up completely. You were busy at work and she said, I want more time with you. And you said, well, I've been working all day. I need a break right now. And you're scrolling on your phone, or you're watching TV, or you're having a beer, whatever. What happens when you do that is you're not prioritizing your spouse. Women do that too. I need a break from the kids. Okay. Until you're connected, that doesn't work. Catherine can say, I need that. And I'll be like, kids, get the fuck out. Let's go. We're going outside. Right.
Not quite like that.
No, but not like that. But my point is like, that's the attitude because we're connected. I don't feel like there's a burden, right? Because I already have the priority. I posted the other day on social media a picture or a story post. I pictured dogs and kids, like Riddick between us and the dogs between us. And I was like, Brett, I was like, kids and dogs in the bed, problem with the sex life? Yes or no? Pretty much 75% by the end of it was like, yeah, it's a problem. Ain't no problem. You know, we have lots of mad passion, right? So what led to the disconnect that led to these things that you don't like, if you can take responsibility for that, knowing what the first part of the question was, I want my wife. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. Oh, fuck, leave her. She had an affair. It ain't fucking happening in Brett's world. Brett wants his fucking wife. Good. Catherine wanted me when I fucking screamed at her, abused her, and fucking raped her. Right?
Right.
Good. It's not good of what we've done or what she's done or what the bad people fucking do. But if more of us focused on the part that we played that got to that spot, dude, there isn't very many men leveling up, Brett. There isn't.
No.
In fact, women make up the new statistic is 90%. It's not even 70% anymore. 90% of women invest in self-help, whether that's time or money. That's the time spent. It's not men. Dude, that other dude she's messing around with is going to be like, fuck, man, are you fucking your husband? Why are you still talking? You know, why are you wearing that underwear when you go see him to change the kids? What the fuck? He's going to do all the shit that you did and you will fucking win. So go get your fucking wife.
I was thinking about that the other day. About how in my own marriage right now, I'm the other man with her relationship and still communicating with me.
Yeah, but
still doing it. But
no. So you're still relying on her to feel better. I get the thought process. I totally understand. But guys in my program,
just to not be the other guy.
well, guys in my program do the same thing, man. The wife is the win. The wife can't be the win or she doesn't need you.
Right.
So you're thinking about it like she's still talking to me, so it can't be that bad. That means that your wife is the win. Dude, she needs to want to talk to you, needs to need you. Like Catherine, after everything I've been through, goes, no man will do the work that my husband has done. I'd be crazy to live without him.
I'd be an idiot.
An idiot.
To leave now.
You see what she's saying? So no matter what, even if I screw up a little, well, sometimes bad, right? She's not going to leave. She's proud to be my wife. That's who you want to be. That guy, not her as the win, but because of the man that you are, the work that you've done. You see?
And that's the man I want to be. You know, like I feel like I've lost myself over the years more than anything. And I feel like since I became more vulnerable with myself, getting in touch with myself, with my emotions, like I
love this guy.
I found I like that. You know, that's the man I was.
You know, Brett, you know what's so crazy about that?
Now I'm getting back to him.
People think intimacy is sex. It's not true. Intimacy is understanding deep connection, and that yes, this starts with yourself. I just did a live. I go live every day at noon Eastern right now with somebody from that works very important, very integrally with our company. His name is James Tippins, and we talked about this. Intimacy is truth. And what's funny is if you understand that intimacy is not sex, that sex is the byproduct of the intimacy, then you'll start to realize that it starts with yourself. Right? The fact that I just did like this fucking crazy little thing with my hands. I don't know if you're watching the live, but when you started talking about being vulnerable and you started talking about yourself, now you have potential to actually go save your marriage, because we are living in an identity crisis right now. This whole world is identity crisis. If you can focus on who you are, see, who you are won't be contemptuous because she had an affair. Who you are will be sad that she had an affair and hurt, but he won't guilt and shame her. There won't be rage. Who you are will go, I'll take responsibility for myself. And who you are will lead her through her guilt and shame when she realizes, holy fuck, my man is fucking incredible. I should not have had an affair. I'm a fucking bitch. I'm a dumbass. I'm a fucking stupid idiot. And you will love her through that. And then you give her the gift she's never received in life, which is safety. And once you've achieved that,
and
you unlock intimacy on all levels. Okay.
Truth.
Right. Truth is indeed. And over these last few weeks, but more or less over these last 3-4 days, I've been really I don't want to call it a no contact phase, right? You know, where she's separated, living at her friend's house. I haven't been reaching out to her, you know, purposely, but letting her reach out to me, and she has been, and I've been just kind of staying steady and calm, and you know, firm in who I am. But even now, she just texted me while we were on this call, you know, because I was saying, Patty's Day, what you do? I was like, pretty low key, you know, night. You know, kind of for it, and I just kind of let it go and let her keep engaging the conversation, which she is. And
so
so I'm not
being
being
cold to her,
but I'm
but I'm not
chasing,
chasing,
you know, at
you
the
know,
same
at the
time.
No,
You
I
know,
think
You
that's
said something. You said confident in who you are or something, standing strong in who you are. I would challenge you.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
think that you know who you are yet.
no.
I think that
It's
you're
too
doing
early.
a lot of.
Okay.
I think you're doing great. I don't want to invalidate you. However,
Mhm.
I think you're patting yourself on the back a lot. I think you really. I think that you need to know that you're good, and I think that you are. I think that you're good, but you're going to get complacent the minute that you say, "Okay, I'm doing this right, and I'm doing this right, and this is going well." That's when you get fucking blindsided. So I just want to encourage you to reflect on the things that you suck at. This is one of the things that I teach my women in the program. I want you to look at all the things you suck at and the goals you have, because you naturally will pour your energy into the things that you think that you're good at. But if you identify the things that you suck at and you grow in that area, that's what's going to really level you up. Prayer 5. And that's what's going to make your wife notice you again. And then you're not the other man. Then you get to be the man, because there is no other man.
Oh my gosh, gold, honey. Fucking drop gold. Make sure my editor gets that for a fucking clip. Listen, this is why you have a need to prove your self-worth right now. And that's what people do. It's not a bad thing. It's just normal. Okay. But what we can do is recognize it as a bad thing and say, that's not who I want to be, Brett. I want to be able to speak without talking about what I do great. Right. And when the moment that that happens, you're no longer in an identity crisis. You're free. See, now you don't have to prove self-worth. That is the man that she's talking about, where you can stand in confidence and your wife will see that you're someone different. See, that is when a person starts to believe their partner who's fucked up is now, they're making changes that are real. They're doing it for themselves. Does that make sense, dude?
No,
No,
absolutely.
absolutely. So,
Yeah, I mean, continue to focus on my
areas of opportunity, right? You know, continue to hone in
and work
and
on
work
those
on those
skill
skill
sets.
sets. You know, because
Before
before
I didn't
I didn't
listen.
listen. I got defensive. I was listening to respond, not to actually listen to
what was
what was being said, to be empathetic and all of that kind of stuff. And that's been what I've been trying to work on. And
the
the beauty of it is during this whole process, our children know what's going on, and honestly, they're not really speaking with her right now. But and we started a tradition with ourselves, because I'm the one at home with the kids, still doing everything here. We started doing, Tuesday dinners and having kitchen talks is what we call them. And we're talking to each other. So now I'm putting those practices, in place, because now before I didn't have a big relationship with my kids, and now it's stronger than ever. I'm getting my son who doesn't talk much, talking, and sharing his feelings. I'm getting my daughter to, share her feelings, and like we're listening, we're talking, and we're building that relationship with us. And
Stop,
and
Brett,
I feel
Brett.
like I'm putting that into practice. So.
Brett, I think that all of this is great. What I want you to do is go back to what we were talking about just sort of a few minutes ago. I want you to not focus on that. I know that sounds counterintuitive. I'm focusing on all this good stuff with you right now, Cass. Catherine said when I said it was gold and I gave it a prayer 5, I said, she said, people focus on what they're good at. I have a thing that I teach that's integral to my work. Focus on what you can't, not what you can, because we always do what we're good at. Okay. So when we think in the same mindset of, well, I'm doing this, and this, it's okay for a minute. And I know you're getting to know us, and so you're explaining it. But what I want you to do is focus on everything that's not working, but not staying in your pain. Focus on the flip of what that would look like. So in other words, if you know what the life looks like with your marriage, let's just go with there's no trust issues. There's no insecurity anymore. Let's just go with the basic one that you'd be dealing with right now. Okay. What does life look like? And what do you have to do today that's going to create that life tomorrow? That's inherently how it changed my life. Every day you do something that's going to move your tomorrow. And if you get good at this, it's every single goal. You're doing something towards each one of them every day. Okay?
But if I'm not recognizing what some of that is.
I like that you're asking that.
Brett, a lot of time. I think we don't.
Have one.
Guys, call 1-888-968-5638. I'm sorry. That's not the number. 1-888-968-5635. And bring your questions to us.
He only makes a mistake once a year, guys. That was it.
Thanks, baby. Okay, Catherine, love that. So go, Brett. Or go, Catherine, for Brett.
No, I didn't want to say something to Brett. I wanted to, before I forgot, address somebody in the chat that said, "Oh my gosh, I got you guys live. I'm listening live from New Brunswick, Canada." So, do you know, New Brunswick, that I went to St. Mary's University in Halifax, and I was actually born in Windsor, Nova Scotia, and I grew up in Cape Breton Island, and we lived in Fredericton, New Brunswick for about 18 months a couple years ago. I can't see the chat right now, so I can't see if she's still listening, but I did not want to forget to. Just happened to see it in the feed. Our IT guy has a bunch of stuff on the screen right now, so I can't even see the chat, but I would like to see if that person engages back with me. Fellow East Coaster. I mean, I've turned south. I'm South Texan now. I've never really resonated with being Canadian. I've always been Texan. It just took me a while to get here, but pardon me, what'd you say?
I gotta switch call, Andy. Pause, please. Brett, we gotta let somebody else get on here, but hopefully you got what you needed, man.
I appreciate you guys' time. And just to let you know, I just received your guys' book last night. So
Oh, actually, Brett, we can keep going unless somebody else calls. I was wrong.
We can talk.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna go to the chat, Brett. So you take care and call in anytime.
I
Right?
appreciate it. Hey, thanks. God bless.
God bless.
Oh, there's a lot of echoing. We got our IT guy going right now, guys. We are unfamiliar with this software. Believe it or not, this is the third week in a row and we still haven't figured it out. We are not used to doing that. Oh my gosh.
What?
Bill says
he got his daughters
Bill's
back.
a client from the past and he says he got both his daughters back living again.
Amen
Oh
to that,
my
Bill.
gosh, Bill. Fucking love it. Guys, I'm so sorry about the echo. For some damn reason, we are not getting this echo fucking figured out. Okay. All right. So, guys, 1-888-968-5635. Call us and tell us about your marriage. Okay. Hopefully, not about affairs again. Hopefully, you learned a lot about that already. And we can move on to another topic. Congratulations, Bill. Somebody says on Instagram. That's awesome. We had a couple of nice messages coming from Instagram. We haven't been able to respond. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Yes, we are on YouTube.
Amanda, listening from New Braunfels, Texas. Hello. We're in New Braunfels.
We're in New Braunfels.
Texas.
Beautiful, Catherine. Go get your own wife.
Someone just said something,
Denise.
we all need a Catherine for each other.
Oh,
Listening from San Antonio. We're in New Braunfels.
I love it.
I love it's like all local.
Guys, what's super cool about that is
giving me her phone number.
Super cool about that is that Facebook has shut our page down. We went from 40 million views a month to 4. And so we are, thank you. And so we are working on a whole new strategy. It's just unbelievable. So if you understand how social media works now, it's interest media and they show you what people are interested in. But if you look like a bot, they don't share your content anymore. So we apparently bought, even though everything is, as you can tell from our story, as real as it gets. So that's awesome to see New Braunfels and San Antonio because that's where we're from.
New Brunswick, where are you?
And New Brunswick because we're from yeah. It's crazy that we're able to interact with you because right now I feel like we're ghosts and we're not able to reach as many people and help as many people. It sucks. If that matters to you at all, you could go to our Facebook page or Instagram page, YouTube, and you could save the stuff, save the content and share the content. Comments are great, but I do too. I love that you guys love us.
Yeah. I just love that.
Okay, so
the echo is just for the call.
Thank you. We thought it was for everybody. Oh, thank you. I see about a wife wanting a divorce, what to do when your husband wants one. Any advice? I don't. So I have a very, very viral reel that goes out several times. I say it in many, many different ways, but the hook is always the same. Wife wants a divorce. I don't. The context is the same, whether it's a man or a woman. Okay. And by the way, this is, Candy Love.
Probably a woman.
Yep, sounds like a woman. Well, she's talking about her husband. Oh, wait. Wife. Okay, so anyways, there's many different ways you can look at this. The very first thing you have to understand is that when they want a divorce, they're going to think you're crossing the boundary, saying no. That's it. Okay? So a very viral reel that I've done is like, if your wife serves you divorce papers, just smile and be like, this is awesome. We're going to have s'mores tonight at 7:30. It gets dark about 7:30. You want to do s'mores with us? We'll use this to light the fire. And it lights the women up. Like, yeah, it makes very, very, very angry women. Okay. Now, it will go both ways, by the way. Okay. And so what you need to understand is this. They're trying to protect themselves and leave the marriage or exit the marriage. You're trying to create a new marriage. So they're not going to like it. Now, what do you always say when you coach? They're already fucking angry.
I can't do that. My husband's going to be mad. He's already mad.
They're already fucking angry. So yeah, they already believe you're going to disrespect the boundaries. They already know it. They just want you to go through with it. It's the same as don't call me baby. Don't say I love you. It's the same as you need to sleep on the couch. It's the same as any fucking thing you can think of. Your job as the one that's in is to create a boundary around the marriage. Now you might have your partner step out of that boundary, out of that line. Your job is to stay consistent within that boundary. I'm fucking having s'mores and I'm lighting the papers on fire. My wife might get pissed off, but you know what? They can print new papers. By the way, we have time. It takes a long time to move that divorce forward. Why am I in a fucking rush? What do I need a lawyer for? Oh, I have to protect myself. It's a common thing a man says. I protect myself. You're a fucking bitch. You want to protect yourself or do you want to save your marriage? Stop getting.
That's why you're getting a divorce, because you decided to protect yourself instead of your marriage.
Fucking men. Listen, you can do things differently than I could do back then. Now we have AI. You're such a smart man and you can't fucking, or woman, and you can't go to AI, talk to it, learn how from Google or AI, how to train the AI to be a divorce lawyer in your state where a judge will favor you. Now you got to deal with your partner who's pissed off. They'll be even more mad when the judge favors you because you don't want a divorce. You're not trying to waste the court's time. You want to protect the sanctity of marriage. You want to keep a family together. And by the way, everybody fucking thinks that. So now what you get to do, I am getting passionate. Now you get to learn how to respond, not react to your partner who's pissed off because you don't want a fucking divorce. By the way, whose boundaries are more important? The one who wants a divorce or the one who wants to honor their fucking vow? I'm looking into both the cameras right now. Get your shit together. Stop acting like a little baby. I realize that you fucked up. I realize that they fucked up. But who do you want to be? And will you stand in that strength and get your fucking marriage back on track? Because the moment they start challenging you, all that is rejection. Don't take it personal. Don't. Why? We already know they want a divorce. Like Catherine said, they can't get any angrier. So handle the rejection.
Unless
don't take it personal. Unless they were my old me, then yes, I mean. Yes. She said it. Unless they were the old me, I can always get angrier.
Don't
right?
Shit.
You have, and fuck you. I win because if I handle the rejection well, we win. Right? When she pushes the envelope, when she says you're not respecting, when she says you're fucking being an asshole, when she just believes it's the old me. It doesn't matter who wants a divorce when you don't. It matters who will win. And you know what? 100% of people win if they don't fucking quit. Doesn't matter if we're talking about your business, your marriage, your weight loss, or any fucking goal you have in your life. How many of you said I tried everything? Far too many people say I tried. Well, you're fucking. Because you haven't. Because we still try new things. No. Guys, 1-888. That's a new call. Oh, it's terminated. 1-968-568-5635. Guys, get your own questions answered. Come on. I see about a wife wanting divorce, what to do when your husband wants one.
That's the one you just
It's the exact same.
That's the one you just
the same one I answered. Okay. Texas girl, got a Texas girl. You can go to marriage counselor, Texas girl. That's just her name. You can go there, guys. But when do you feel better from going to counseling? Oh, anyways, marriage counselors, guys, they're not relevant for today's modern time. They're not. Like if you really, some are, and they're the ones that tell you to look up our podcast. Honestly,
counselors
they send people to it. Here's why. Book theory doesn't work for today's times because today's times isn't addressing today's toxic behavior. Today's toxic behaviors are based off of a decade of raising children to feel like they need validation to survive. to feel like if we don't get love, then we might as well blame our partner. This is a brand new thing that's happened over the last century, and I don't have time for history. But this is the kind of stuff we need to participate and listen to. That's right, Denise. Thank you. All right. I give up fighting for marriage. Oh, honey, this is for you. Hold on. It just went really fast. I tried, I gave up, moved on with life, and regret it. Oh, actually, I'm going to take this real quick before you go. Thank you for being vulnerable and saying that, Mad Dog. Because,
Mad Dog.
oh, it's Bill. Hey, Bill. Yeah, because what happens is in the times that you want to victimize yourself, which is what I just talked about with therapy not working, what happens is you will regret it because you will repeat the same mistakes, not just with the next person. That's a combination of partner and person. You'll complete the same mistakes. I'd say that's what I mean. Complete. You will complete them again. The next person you marry or get in a relationship with or people until you get married again, and then you will fuck up again. You'll do it with your children. You'll do it with relationships at work. Why do you think that so many people that join our program take their business from, let's say, $100,000 a month or $100,000 a year, whatever it is, and multiply it by 10? Because relationships are value. You're either valuable or you're not. Why is that any different in your own marriage? In fact, it's easier in your own marriage. But you take it so personally that you don't. And when you realize that, you will regret. That's what Bill's talking about. You just regret it. We talked last week. I got so fucking angry because the guy was talking about, when do you know if it's closure? And the guy clearly had done no work. When do you know if I should put closure on this? What the fuck? Do you even love your partner? Like, don't say you love your partner and ask closure. Like, you guys that emotionally divorcing your partner for 5 fucking years. When do I know if it's time to give up? Well, then you haven't done any fucking work at all. Because if we're still learning and we're still spending money and investing almost $1 million on learning, growing, innovating the field of marriage therapy and counseling, we're not even therapists. Recognize that to get our visas for the US, by the way. Like, how are you somebody who says they tried it? It's really sad. Hey, baby. Shh, I got it. Cass, can you talk about feminine looking for masculine through emotions? I don't even understand what that means. Looking for masculine through emotion from feminine? Can you elaborate on that for me, please, Ivan? And Denise says, Denise gets it. She said, absolutely. Maybe, Denise, you should moderate for us. Oh, maybe. All right, let's see if we've got any more comments here. Guys, 1-888-968. We got somebody. 5635. 1-888-968-5635. And John, infidelity again. Good gosh.
Hello?
All right, John, you're on with Cass and Catherine, and we're talking about infidelity again. Oh my gosh. It's a lot of day of infidelity, man.
Tell us what's up.
What's the question, man?
Now there was an issue that was arose. The other party couldn't forgive me. How beyond repair is it when that happens?
When infidelity happens?
What was what happened?
After the whole infidelity part comes to the surface, and the other party has to decide if they want to forgive or drop away. Is that
wait.
repair?
Can you?
Is that when it's beyond repair?
When do you think it's beyond repair? So, can you stop speaking in code? Who was the one that had the affair? You or your wife?
Stop being the code.
Okay, you had the affair, and then what did your wife? What happened? Not with you, not with the affair. What are you asking if it's beyond repair?
They can't forgive the situation. So I was just wondering, is it beyond repair?
She can't.
Back it up.
Your wife can't forgive.
Yeah, she
Okay.
Yeah,
So I want you to Google the same thing that I told the last person: attune, atone, attach. Okay. This is how you are. It might be attune, attach. Actually, I can't remember. This is how you recover from affairs. It's a scientifically proven method. You need to atone. You need to let her ask questions. There's rules on the questions, but you need to be able to connect. So she's saying that she can't forgive you. Is she still living in the home?
No.
Is she still communicating with you?
Yes.
Has she served you with divorce papers yet?
No.
Did she tell you that she's going to get a divorce?
No. She
You're-
just
you're-
said that she needs time.
She said what?
Everybody
She
needs
said
time. So
time.
you need to.
So I was just wondering, do I give her space to?
No. I'm
figure
going
it
No.
out?
to answer this. Don't give her space, guy, but you need to, and then after that,
Right,
that's
right.
when she will attach with you. But I'm gonna let Cass speak into space.
Okay, I'm gonna breathe some life into you, dude. You are in a
Okay.
really solid position. Okay.
Okay.
First and foremost, the reason you need to understand that is because most people that have had an affair happen to them, meaning you had the affair, it's happened to your wife. Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to hurt in such a degree that they're going to take it out on you. What she's saying is just, I need time. Whether she said that angrily or not is nothing compared to the violence. And by the way, violence, I don't mean like physical. When it starts to go really bad, I talk about violence. Okay. Even just verbal. Okay. So I want you to understand you're in a solid position to move forward. That's number one. Number two, I want you to realize, John, that the moment you start to realize that it's not about her healing and it's about you understanding why, you can win. Okay. Let me give you an example. Right now, you've probably done the apology thing. Would you agree?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And do you think the apology made her feel better or not?
Gave her mixed emotion.
Yeah, because we are training our children the same way that we were trained until we learn something new. Apologies don't solve a problem. Okay. Understanding how your wife feels after what you've done and understanding what you did and why. Okay. So you might think, now, actually, before I go further, do you want to tell me why you think you had the affair?
Good question.
That was because of an outside issue where I work. Someone told me to do them a favor with a money reward to find out that they didn't have the money the whole time.
What? I don't even understand what the fuck you're talking about. You're doing that
You got
code thing again. You got offered sex for money?
Basically, Someone wanted me to do them a favor for money. To exploit someone else. I did it. They didn't to turn out that they didn't have the money.
Mm.
No. What,
So you didn't actually have an affair. You got swindled. You still did it, but it's not the typical affair. This doesn't actually fall into,
okay. So
this
okay.
is like,
This is good because, I'm so glad that you give him a lesson because it's totally different. We have to give a new lesson.
mhm.
Okay. So what I think is this boils down to the kind of man that you are with your core values. So normally we would say that when it comes to having an affair, don't get me wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, what kind of man and how do you produce and why was money an issue would be another question I'd ask.
Had a car accident in Pennsylvania.
No, that's the excuse.
I was just telling you the background why I needed the money.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is that's an excuse. I'm just
Okay.
because you now I got you. Okay, if you didn't know what to do, right?
Desperate. It
You're
was
desperate.
Desperation.
Desperation. Okay, so now we move away from the core values lesson. You see, you're in desperation.
Okay.
So core values won't save a man or a woman from desperation. But
Okay.
Well, I think they will. It doesn't matter how hungry I am. I'm not going to eat my children.
yeah, but not unless there's a lot more background that goes into that, right? Like, what are the other skills that you have? So you could have core values, but you could have obligation. You could have responsibility. You can go with integrity. There's so many other things that are beyond core values. Integrity, I'd say, is a core value. Responsibility is not one. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yep.
So if you understand that you were in desperation, you took a very bad opportunity to make money, right?
Yep.
We don't want you to sit in shame, by the way.
No.
This is all just factual stuff that we just want to make sure we're.
I'm listening.
And so from there, John, what you did is you acted in that. So if you go back to, this is now emotional regulation, right? If I understand that I'm feeling desperate right now, that doesn't need to mean that I act in the desperation right now, right? So now I want to tie this back to your wife in a second, okay? So now if you understand that, you can start to think about what kind of decisions do you make in desperation, right? Here's really hitting it home. With your wife right now, with her not trusting you, you're probably making decisions in that same desperation. Would you agree? Okay.
Yes.
Here's why this is going to hit at home. If you're
Okay.
making decisions in the same desperate state, it's going to remind her and trigger her of the desperate state that you made when you explained to her, I was desperate and needed the money and I made this decision and did this stupid thing. You didn't use those words, but that's what she felt. Okay.
This is
So
deep. This is so deep.
here's why this matters so much. People will come to me all the time and like, my wife doesn't believe my changes are real. She will never trust. She's always looking at the past. It's the exact same thing. You make mistakes that show her or him that you're still the same person. If you're making decisions desperately, then it doesn't matter that you're not going to take an offer for sex and get paid. Okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the decision was, the bad choice that you apologized for, why your apology didn't matter. It didn't matter because you don't even understand that you still have the same behavior. You're still presenting the same man that will do it again if he has to. Now, there's obviously basics that you can do too. You need to get your financial state in a better order so that she doesn't think of that either. But when she's insecure, you got to be able to deal with her rejection of your behavior when she's afraid. But the bottom line is, if you're still showing the same character, John, she's always going to believe you're going to do it again.
Yeah, can I speak into this just real quick? So I just like, I'm picturing myself in your wife's position, and I'm angry hearing this, and I know that you did what you felt like you needed to do, but I have this like righteous anger rising up inside of me, and I would think like, I can never trust you ever again. I would think I'm so blindsided, not by the affair, but by the decision that you made. And so my advice for you is that you have to do exactly the opposite of that decision. There's so much that you need to rebuild, John. And when you rebuild it, it like, you need to show her, because if you didn't have integrity in this moment, there are other areas that you don't have integrity in that she sees. She wants to see a lot more. And this is, I'm telling you, you have your work cut out for you. I'm giving you the woman's perspective right now.
I understand.
You got Cass's, right?
It wasn't a physical thing. It was.
I feel like you were trying to lure another woman into having an affair because someone paid you to try to see if she would have an affair. That's what I got from it.
What it was about was I was told I was going to get paid to lure someone for an exposure endeavor, and they didn't have the money after I sent them what they needed.
So you tried to get someone to send you naked photos?
Yeah.
To catch them in an affair because that person was suspected of an affair, right? The woman?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was taking from it. So you were trying to get, so somebody wanted proof that their wife was cheating and that their wife would cheat. You tried to get her to cheat, and she did, right? She sent you naked pictures. Is that right?
Yep.
And then you didn't get paid for it. Regardless, you still participated in something that no doubt violates your wife's core values, and probably violated yours, but you made the decision anyway. So my comment still stands. That breach of integrity, you need to go above and beyond to prove that the opposite is true. There's nothing that can shake your core values. There's nothing. I used a really vulgar example a minute ago. I said, it doesn't matter how hungry I get. I wouldn't eat my children. It doesn't matter how much money I need. I'm not going to get a sexy picture from another woman. It doesn't matter how badly I need a job. I'm not going to take a job, I don't know, doing something that violates your core values. Torturing animals would be one of mine. I'm not working in a animal testing institution. I don't care how desperate I am. I'm not doing it. So right now, your wife is thinking you were desperate enough to violate your vows.
Okay.
So what happens if you get too hungry and you guys are all stuck in a mountaintop? Are you going to eat her? That's the kind of thought process that's why I went directly to.
That's actually real.
Because what you did to her was crazy. You blindsided her. She thought that you would never do something like that, and you did it when your feet were held to the fire, and you did it. So she thinks, what else are you capable of? And that's why I'm saying all these weird, crazy things.
And people don't actually like. Not every woman or every man thinks that way. Okay, it doesn't have to be so robust, but that's how I'd be thinking, though. But that is what's going on.
Yes.
Whether or not you realize it subconsciously, the trigger, that's what a trigger is, right? It's not something that's not real. It's happening, right? And so you have to understand.
It could absolutely be real.
And it might be. I'm just saying it could be either way. The point is subconsciously it's still probably happening.
If you'll do that,
right?
what else will you do? So it's not that she can't trust you again because of an affair. She can't trust you again because she's wondering if you did that, what else are you capable of?
Which
That's where your wife is sitting right now. I can guarantee.
John, think back to our story for a second, right? When people often comment on my post, they're like, well, yeah, but I wasn't abusive like you. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It all boils down to the level of safety that Catherine's describing right now. It doesn't matter if you hit her. It doesn't matter if you had an affair. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. And it can go both ways, not just men towards women. But if you understand that, the level of safety that's required to have an intimate and a crazy passionate marriage, and actually to rebuild the trust and even get started again, the level of safety that's required is so much deeper than what we think is safety. Trust and safety equal peace. Peace is the first pillar of my program, because when you realize that if you can't even be yourself right now, you're not yourself right now. You're fucking terrified that you're going to set her off. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So then
Valid fear.
it's a valid fear, but the problem is, how can that move you forward? It can't move you forward because you're now going to go back to that behavior that's going to depict the man or show her the man that actually made the mistake. That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So even if it's not that level, you still create the unsafety. Okay. Now, there's one caveat to the lesson I gave before Catherine took on, and that is that you have to believe this for yourself. And the same with her lesson with the core values. Like, unless you truly believe this, then there is no selling your partner. You can't sell somebody broken if you're the one that broke them. And we're not trying to sell, we're trying to be someone new. Okay. So if you just really recap, I'll see if there's another caller here, but there is. So if we there's not. Okay. Thank you. So we got a minute, but guys, 1-888-968-5635. If you want to recap it, you have to believe that the behavior you made, that you displayed was bad. You have to believe that because your core values, they depict that. Okay. And then you can't make any other decisions that would be dependent on that feeling of, in your case, desperation. Okay.
After this whole happened, I went to the priest to pretend to get it off because it's not like me. So I wanted it.
Can I give you some perspective on how to release that?
You say you went to the police?
No, the priest.
Priest.
I want to give you, if it's all right, before the next caller, can I give you some perspective on releasing your shame and your guilt, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
So the best way to release the shame and the from the actions that you've created to hurt your marriage is to tell the story and lead somebody away from it. Okay. I learned it accidentally by telling Catherine, who was not on board at all. It's kind of like the boundaries we were talking about today. Don't do this or I'll. She did not want me to tell the story. Okay. But I knew that I had to lead other people away. Now, I'm not saying go on social media and post it everywhere, but you want to be able to lead somebody away from the chaos. Mm-hmm. So, I'll do
vulnerability about your mistake.
Yeah, vulnerability. So even though your affair is not a typical affair, I'll give you an example of a safe place. You could do that on our app at go.moralmarriage.com, and you could literally I'm not supposed to say links now. Facebook's going to flag us. Fuck. Go to our app. It's called Moral. But if you go on there, there's a men's community where you could talk about what you did. And then when you can invite men that when they're thinking about even texting chicks or having an actual affair, or maybe there's somebody else who's gone through the same thing as you. It's a pretty atypical story. But what happens is, in your heart, you're not doing it anymore, and you learn faster by coaching other men, leading other men. Number one. Number two, you release the shame because it's not a part of who you are anymore. I learned it accidentally by telling the world how I hurt Catherine, how I abused Catherine.
Understood.
Okay. And again, you don't have to go on social media. Okay. Wherever you do it, your partner, your wife will probably be upset. Okay. Catherine did not like the idea because now people judge Catherine 5 years later. Still, they judge Catherine for, why are you staying with that man? You're a fucking terrible mom, blah, blah, blah. And you know what she does? She defends me because I'm not the same man anymore. But it took a minute. That's you being a leader, standing in the decision that you make, being firm, loving her through it. I don't think I did it right back then. In fact, I know I did not do it right back then. I was like, oh, I fucking have to do it. Shut up. Or, whatever the fuck I said. But now you would love your wife through it. Right? Like, it obviously scares the fuck out of her. Nobody wants to have to defend herself every fucking day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Worth
But,
it.
Thanks for
but
all
it's,
your help. Thanks for all
she
your
just said it.
help.
She just said it. She said it's worth it.
Worth it.
Okay, John?
Yeah. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for all your guidance. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome, John. I really hope the best for you, man. You sound like a really open man. Like you're ready to move to the next step, I think.
Yeah. It's when it all hit the fan. When shit hit the fan, it was back in November. So it's been done and ready for the next portion.
So a big part of your message that I want you to think about when you're leading other men is
Okay.
why do most men wait for rock bottom to actually give a fuck and do something? Meaning, like, she's so fucking angry, or she wants a separation, or she wants a divorce. Like, it's uncanny. It's pretty much every man that joins my program, like, or picks up my book, or finally starts to try. A big part of your message could be like, why do we have to wait? Why can't we be proactive and learn like women learn? Women learn fucking 90% of the time faster. It's fucking stupid statistic. You know what I mean?
Understood.
So,
Thanks for
that'd be a
all
big
your help.
part. Yeah,
Take
you're
care,
welcome, man. Thank you for your time. See ya.
Bye now.
Really quick before I go to the next caller here, Scarlett says, I give up fighting for my marriage when my husband don't care. Nobody's fucking spouse cares. And if you give up, then
You're both wrong.
then you both quit. Like, it's actually crazy to me because, Scarlett, you haven't tried everything. You haven't done everything you can possibly do. I know because we spent $750,000 to know what we know. Plus we innovate the field. So I know that if we just created a brand new course this last month. Actually, I think I'm saying that questionably because it might be 6 weeks. But like, if we're still creating courses that help people and we're still learning from our own courses, if we still advise each other, meaning me, my wife, our head coaches, and some of our biggest business partners, then how could you possibly try everything? You're selfish. If you want more, go get more. All right, let's bring on Lacey.
Hi.
Hi, Lacey. How you doing? Cassie Catherine here.
I'm good. How are you guys?
It's the best day of our life. So if you could summarize what...
I'm good. She said I'm good. Lacey, you're already lying. You're not good. We
Yeah,
know.
it's true.
We read the little
Not
blurb.
good.
So saying what you mean is one of the important things that you need to learn.
Lacey says, I'm calling to talk about my fiance and our relationship issues with trust, communication. He's emotionally avoidant and watched porn in my eyes, cheated, lied to me, and I'm 5 months postpartum.
Watched porn. In my eyes, cheated.
Oh, thank you.
Lied to me.
And
I'm
we-
5 months postpartum, and we cannot get on the same page, and I want to figure out how.
Thank you, babies. Now, if you could summarize that into a question, what would it be, Lacey?
Basically, I guess we both just hit a point where neither of us knows what to do to get past this. And I guess he's not currently with me, but he's going to watch your video later. So I guess I'm just looking for advice of something we could both hear to kind of get us to the next step on how we move forward from this stuff. Like we've tried to communicate, and it kind of always goes south. We've tried to do the I'll check in with you, things like that. But none of it really ever goes anywhere.
Lacey, I'm going to give you a lesson that I'm pretty sure I've never heard anywhere else, but I've recently started really talking about it. It's basically on insecurity and the bridge that it can create for your marriage. That sound helpful for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you're feeling a lot of insecurity. Would you agree?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. Lacey, what's your dude's name?
James.
Okay. If you want to create peace in your home, which is, again, that's safety and trust, okay, then I want you to understand that James needs to not feel guilty for what he did wrong. Okay. Now, the biggest part of that is, this is just your side, by the way. Okay. The biggest part of that is, what kind of lifting can you do for James, even though you don't trust him? Right. You've talked about some of the solutions you're trying to do to get on the same trust page, like Friend Finder be one of them, right? Communicating where you're going, right? Things like that. And those are all okay. All right. But what I want you to consider on your side is that you have to know that I'm with this man. James is my everything. Okay. I want our family back together. And there were other issues that caused this watching of porn, right? It's caused him then to become emotionally avoidant. Both of you probably have conversation issues, forget communication. Okay. Awkward conversations, for example, awkward silence should be comfortable is how Catherine would teach it. So on your side of things, Lacey, I want you to think about how can you lift him and how can I intentionally trust him?
Because
And
it sounds like you're both wanting to move forward. That means he wants to move forward,
He does.
which is beautiful.
it is, it's one, we don't get that a lot and it's wonderful. Okay. So if you can think about how can I intentionally lift him and love him and trust him, okay, give him gratitude for when he is given the conversation about like, oh, I had to go meet with a girl at work or something like that, you know, or some chick hit me up on a DM. Don't go all punishment phase, which could look like stonewalling, shutting down, could look like yelling, could look like questioning accusatory behavior from
Rolling
before.
your eyes.
Yes, anything like that. You want to be grateful that he's trying to communicate with you. Okay. Now, the flip side is to make this go faster, that James, he has to be able to be open and honest and not afraid of that punishment, even if you do punish him for being honest. Okay. So, James, when you listen to this recording, I want you to focus on intentionally loving her, being very open with where you're going, what you're doing, who you're DMing, and why. Excuse me. It'll feel redundant. She's going to say, Lacey, you'll say a lot of the times, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. But that's the reality is that's not true. Okay. And I want you both to realize something. The apology for it didn't matter. Okay. That it doesn't matter how many times he says sorry. It's not going to heal you, Lacey. And every time, James, you try to apologize to fix it, it's not going to heal anything. Okay. What's going to heal it is time behind and trusting. And I'm going to give you something really cool. This is what Catherine did for me. We didn't have this betrayal, but I had an insecurity problem, and it works whether you have a betrayal or not. Okay. So, Lacey, if you and James can start to do something where you go, I love you, but I feel insecure, it's going to die. It won't at first. Okay. Well, actually, it worked really fast for us, but you won't believe it. But James, you're going to feel yourself diffuse, because what Lacey's going to do is what Catherine did. She's going to stop. She's going to recalibrate and go, okay, he loves me. I need to brace myself. And then you're going to be able to.
He's the one that needs to recalibrate and brace himself. She's the one that's feeling it.
Well, sorry, I said it backwards, but yeah. So the point is, though, that you guys get on the same page together. Let me let you have Catherine for some of that perspective, because she really.
Well, I have a different perspective, but I'll just
talk
give
to
you a
that
little bit
first.
more.
Talk to that first.
So James, when Lacey says, I love you, but I'm feeling insecure, that's your opportunity to brace yourself and say, okay, my fiance is going to get on the crazy train right now. She's creating stories in her own mind. She thinks that I'm cheating on her. She's feeling insecure. You brace yourself and you say, okay, baby, tell me what's going on. And then when she tells you, you say that, oh, man, I'm so sorry that you're feeling that way. I love you so much. You know, I don't want to invalidate your feelings, but I do want to tell you that that's not happening. And I really appreciate that you brought this to me, because I don't want you to feel this way. And every time she says she's feeling insecure, you have to have a code. We said ours was, it was actually, I love you, but I'm scared. He always says it's, I love you, but I'm insecure.
That's true.
It was, I love you, but I'm scared, because he was feeling fear of losing me, fear of me cheating, fear, whatever the fear was. And then I would brace myself and I'd be like, okay, he's creating stories in his mind that are not real. I don't need to take offense to this, because I didn't do any of the things that are in his mind. So I need to be there for my crazy husband. Not to call you crazy, Lacey, but your insecurity makes you crazy.
Especially because in your case, you were hurt.
Now I'm going to say something that nobody's going to like, and I'm probably going to take a little bit of heat for saying this. But the other thing is that it sounds to me that porn isn't actually a problem. He watched porn. He made a mistake. He fell into something. Naturally, men will fall into that when they're horny. And you know what? I'm sorry, but men are born horny, basically. So you're 5 months postpartum.
I'm
you're
horny
not
right now.
He's horny right now. They're born horny. They die horny. They're horny all the time. You're 5 months postpartum, and the last thing you want is to have sex. But do you know what? Not having sex isn't what caused him to fall into porn. His horniness allowed him to fall into porn. But If you're physically capable of having sex with James, James wants to stay with you. That means that no matter what your postpartum body looks like and what you feel like, he thinks you're the sexiest woman on the planet and you just gave him a child.
Lacey, all my men think the same
He
thing.
just gave you a child. You just gave him a child. You need to be having sex with James. Okay. So I don't care how much heat I take. You need to figure out a way to be intimate with your fiance because you both are making it work. Now, little disclaimer, we had premarital sex, but we don't actually believe in premarital sex anymore. So I'm not telling people that are not married to go out and just start having sex. You guys have a baby together and it sounds like you have a life together. In my eyes, you are united and you are one under God. Okay. Go make it official. Get the fuck married and
also
start having.
We can remarry you. We are not we can marry you. Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
But make sure that you're being intimate with James. Okay.
But James, another disclaimer, dude, you have to understand where your wife is at or your fiance is at, right? Like, you've got to realize that the moment that you expect sex because you're a dude is the moment you push her away.
And my advice was for you, Lacey. Yeah, James, get your shit together and control your horniness. This goes to all men. I'm not kidding. You're born horny, you die horny. Control it. That's a skill. Cass will teach you that. He teaches men.
Here, I teach it much more elaborate than this, but the reality is go for 1 week. Go for 1 week without jerking off. Just do it. Okay. Go for 2 weeks. Once the first week is over, you're like, that wasn't that bad. And you start to realize you can live without sex, like air, food, and water. Okay. I'm not condoning a life without sex. Fuck, I love sex. But the reality is most men need it to survive, and that is ruling you.
You don't need it to
and therefore you're dependent on your wife. If you depend on your wife, she doesn't fucking need you. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that all make sense?
One thing I want to throw in there, because all of this is super great advice. And I would agree, like typically women aren't wanting to engage that quickly after giving birth and stuff. But I've actually been very intimate with him, or tried to be.
And he's still watching porn?
No. So currently, I would say not to my knowledge, and he's been pretty good about trying to like make me feel secure in that area, like to leave his phone in the room once he goes to the bathroom and things like that. But I guess I'm not over it because like the last time he did it was while I was still in the hospital. I had to have a C-section, and then I had high blood pressure, so I was there for like over a week. And he was doing it while I was in the hospital. He did it, when we came home, and I wasn't quite able to perform yet. The doctor literally just hadn't cleared me and stuff. But ever since I've been cleared, I have tried to. I'm gonna give it to him anytime he wants it.
So hang on, Lacey. So you're living in the past is what I'm hearing. So it has been remedied. You guys have gotten past it. He's not doing that anymore. You guys are intimate again, but you are feeling insecure. So we're going to go back to what Cass said. You're going to go to that code. You're going to feel insecure because you think back to when he was watching porn, because that was a betrayal, and you think that he might betray you again. Even if he's not, it's in the back of your mind. You're creating stories for yourself. Yeah. So then his advice and my advice for James, that's what you need to go with. And congratulations on having a good sex life after having a baby. Honestly, it's really important that you get literally back on the horse and ride it, because otherwise sex can go away. Don't let sex go away, guys.
It's a gift for marriage.
Guys, it's a gift for marriage. Even when it doesn't feel like a gift, after having a baby, it can be really tough. So you're doing it whether you like it or not. And it sounds like you're actually loving being intimate with him, which is great. Don't lose that. And James, when you watch this, please just take our advice and just be there for Lacey, because it does suck that she found out you were watching porn while she had a fucking giant incision in her belly giving you a baby. Let me
give you a really cool thing, guys. This is that lesson on insecurity. So insecurity can bridge you. Right? If you realize that most people don't feel safe in a relationship right now, you don't feel safe if you're scared. Would you agree? Okay, so if James, you can realize that when Lacey feels scared, all she needs is you to be there for her, not fix anything. Be there for her. Hear her, understand her, empathize that it must suck. You're not going to understand it because we're having a great sex life. I'm not using porn, but that's not really the thing. The thing is that Lacey just feels like she needs to be loved. She needs to feel like she's wanted. She needs to feel like she's prioritized, and that she needs to trust that you're never going to go back to that again, no matter what happens.
because like Catherine said, she had an
Right.
incision in her belly and you went, found a default, a cope,
A
right?
cope. That's what it was, cope.
It was a cope. So instead
Yeah.
of coping, be there for Lacey. And Lacey, what you want to do is lift him and realize that he's going to try and he's going to fail. He's going to try to fix. That's what men do. Okay. He doesn't have the skills yet. Just be there for him and help him understand, because insecurity will bridge you. The moment that you realize that you've never felt more safe than any other relationship in your life, not your daddy, not your fucking other relationships, not with James. The moment that James gives that to you, you're going to pour so much love into him, you won't even realize what you're capable of. And that's when James will really click.
Yeah.
Okay. But James,
and that's really the goal.
it is. But James's job is to get you there. Your job is to do it. And then his job is to fucking amplify. Okay. But see, notice he's the leader. He's supposed to start. But if he's having a hard time, where you can help is by lifting him, bring him to the same page. Hey, babe, I'm with you. I feel insecure. I love you, but I feel insecure. You see? Okay.
Yeah.
Or
That's definitely good advice. I really appreciate this.
Love you, but I'm
you're very,
scared.
very welcome. Okay. Check us out on our
and
podcast,
then-
Moral Marriage. We got lots on this topic. Okay.
Okay. And is it, do you guys offer like one-on-one counseling? Can I message you
We
later
do
about that?
group coaching. We do
Okay.
offer one-on-one,
Great.
but the price point is much different than it is for group. So the group coaching, we have a men's program and a women's program. They do run separately. Go to morrowmarriage.com and then either click women or click men. You'll fill out the application and then we can direct you from there.
Okay, great.
But it's coaching. It's not counseling.
It's not counseling.
coaching.
It's coaching, which
Yeah.
is a lot more candid, just like we're talking right now.
Okay. Gotcha.
No sitting in your pain.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you guys. You guys have a good day.
You're welcome.
It's our
See
pleasure.
ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Drop it again. There
You'll never learn if you do it for me.
we go. Thanks for holding me accountable.
Last call. This is our last call, and we have 8 minutes. Aisha, you're our last call. We have 8 minutes, 7 minutes. Hit
Oh my
us
gosh,
with
it's
your question. Your
Infidelity
again. It's going to be like old hat
That's
for
a
us.
lot
And we
of
do always need to end on
Yeah.
time, guys, because we have kids and a family and a life. What's your question?
I appreciate it. So mine's infidelity. Just like a brief backstory. My husband, we've been married for 9 years. He struggled with a drug addiction secretly for the first like 4 years of our marriage, and when it finally came out, it came out due to me cheating, because I was assuming that he was cheating because of the moves that he was making because of his drug addiction. Going out in the middle of the night to get drugs, money was always missing. We were having big financial problems, and it was always flipped on me, like it was. He would flip it on me like it was my fault. And so I felt like I wasn't getting what I needed from him, like emotionally, physically, and that's why I did what I did with the infidelity. And so now we're, that all came out, and he's 4 years clean. We've decided to work on our marriage. We've done several counseling sessions, and I personally don't feel like they really work for us. We've done a lot of work in our marriage so far, but when we have fights and stuff, it always goes back to that.
Goes back to the cheating.
Well, so
Yes.
well, then you probably go back to the drugs and how you felt, because you just did it with us right now for your next one.
I did at first, but I don't really do that anymore. It's now like because of the drugs and then the infidelity, it built like this persona in my mind of him now, because like when it all came out, it blew up pretty bad. He ended up going to jail, and because of breaking things and stuff like that, and so it made me look at him in a different way. And now we worked on everything.
So here's what I'm
then,
gonna jump in, Aisha. I'm gonna jump in.
Okay.
So there's something called negative sentiment override. What that means is that you focus not intentionally on the negative and it overrides all of the positive. So if I had to guess, I would say that everything that your husband does drives you crazy. The little things, the big things, you're annoyed by everything. When you're trying to connect, it gets better. But then when conflict arises, you have the list of things longer than your arm that he's doing wrong. Can you tell me if that's accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's called negative sentiment override. It means that you are no longer looking at him as the man that he is. You're looking at him symptomatically by the things that he's done. And so what you need to do, and you have a lot of power here. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, we have 4 kids.
You have 4 kids. Okay. So you remember when they were toddlers? Did you ever hear the saying, catch them being good? Because toddlers hear the word no constantly all day long. And so you have to find reasons to say yes. You have to catch them being good and praise them because toddlers do everything wrong. They're like, they touch, you tell them not to touch something and they like lick their hand and then they touch it. You like, they have their hand in the dog's eyes and mouth and then in their mouth. Like toddlers, they have to be taught. So not to compare husbands to toddlers, but you catch your husband being good for you. Not necessarily for him, because you're the one in negative sentiment override. You're the one that's seeing things from a negative perspective. You need to come to see things from a positive perspective, meaning that if he does something well, notice it and verbalize it to him. Now you're edifying your husband. You're lifting him up because he's going to get beaten down. Men, as strong as they are, get beaten down so easily by their cute little wives. Okay. So you have the power to breathe life into your husband by seeing the things that he's doing that are good. Don't focus on the negative because it's not all bad. Otherwise, you wouldn't have 4 kids together. You wouldn't still be married. You made it through a lot. You made it through jail. You made it through drug addiction. You made it through affairs. You're still fucking here. So start looking at the positive. Start showing gratitude for the things that he does do. Forget about the things that he doesn't. Nobody's perfect. He wasn't perfect when you married him. He's not perfect now.
Right.
You need to be better than you were when you got married. Meaning you need to start looking for the positive when you're not just seeing things because you're madly in love for the first time with your husband, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to start looking for the good. I want you to start remembering that you're in, Google it. It's called negative sentiment override. And you can't get out of it unless there's 2 ways to get out of it. Number 1, you do it with intention, starting to look for the positive, which is exactly what I just described. Number 2, you're the one on this call. Your husband, if he were able to show up as a new man, he could influence you out of negative sentiment override. That's 10 times as difficult as you doing it with intention. See what he's doing. Remember the man that he was. Remember the man that you fell in love with. Remember the man that he was created to be. And then look at the man that he's trying to be and edify him, lift him up, find reasons to say yes, catch him being good because you love him. Your children that you love dearly wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for your husband. So edify that sweet man because you didn't marry a bad man. Because if you did, you're an idiot. That's what I tell my women. Yeah. You married a good man. So I want you to go lift up that good man. And Cass is going to sign us out here.
I just want to challenge you there too. Okay. So Aisha, for you realize that the way that you describe your situation, you justified your affair. Right? So when you start to do what Catherine's thinking about, if you start to think about like really edifying him and understanding him, listen, it's not about even taking responsibility at this point. It's about saying, like, this is what I want. Right? The moment that you start describing, why I had an affair, you're no longer describing what you want. And I think that that's what happens with a lot of people with the relationship problems. They lose sight of where they're going. It sounds like just look what Catherine described. The 4 children, you got through all of these things, including jail, like all of it. Like the moment you lose sight of where you're actually going and you start saying, this is why I did X, Y, Z, then you can't create the new marriage. I realize you need to do that for yourself, but you never have to explain that to me, Catherine, him, anybody else in your life. Maybe your children one day when you learn from your lessons and you teach them. But for everybody else, it doesn't matter. Because I'm literally going to do what I need to do today and it's going to give me what I want tomorrow. Now, he is going to have a problem with that. Right? Because he's going to want to go through it. He's going to want to drag you through it.
And then actually recently
Mhm.
at Christmas time, we had our own little thing, and Catherine remembered a lot of the past. But I was firm. I was like, I'm not, that guy's dead. I'm not talking about that anymore. Now, you can't just do that if you've done no work. A lot of people think they've done a lot of work. Okay. But if you're truly acting in emotional regulation and control, you know who you are, you're constantly fucking lifting your husband, edifying your husband, or, you know, in your case, being a woman that you're supposed to be, men they're supposed to be, then you can get to a point where you can say, no, I'm done with that. Like that apology is not necessary anymore. Okay. But you've got to know who you are and you've got to be acting in that woman all the time. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in. I hope that was helpful. We don't have any more time, but I am glad that you're getting value here, and good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
You got it. Guys, moralmarriage.com/live. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to do links. Our podcast is called Moral Marriage. You can Google us. Guys, we're doing an episode a day because of these talk shows. You can go back, you can re-listen, you can relearn. We're doing also a few episodes a week of just us talking like we always have. The thing, if you looked at our graph, it's like straight up. The podcast is fucking sensational. So go get lots of advice. Go learn from us. Go get the life that you want. Okay? All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, baby.
Bye.
No, it's not safe to go over there. It's a construction site, okay? There's also still people over there.
See y'all.